Welcome back to DPL Week 7, Day 2, and now Game 2. I am Zombie Bacon, and I am here with Reviv. We are the caster duo coming back at you from the first quite amazing of Momentum versus Mazer, one of my favorite games I've ever seen. How are you doing, Reviv?
Dandy. I'm here. I'm ready to watch some due process, and I'm ready to do it with you.
Absolutely. I'm glad to be here. Glad to be here with you. And now, while we had a bit of a meme game the first round, now this is where things get serious. We have Fierce versus SPG. And man, is this going to be a game to watch. Now, Fierce here looking very strong, but SPG coming in with the main line. We have Dusty, Sleep, Six-Sided Tybor, and now Birdie, who is now a member of the starting roster for SPG, a former hyper player and teammate of mine. Great guy. Now, this is going to be a tough call. What are you thinking right now, Reviv?
Ooh, I don't know. I'm just go straight score. I'm gonna say 7-4 SPG tie.
SPG tie. Okay.
So 7-4, then 6-6.
I see. Now, let's see what happens. I am thinking it will definitely be a close game, but I'm thinking it's going to be. Ooh, this is a hard one because Fierce, very strong, but also having lost vitals. Are they in a good position here? I think they are still. You still have some great players. Adaxi and I believe Diagre recently being released on Mr. Donut's top 10 list of players, but let's not discount Dusty, who is also on that list. Six-sided, one of the best snipers in the game. I think SPG is going to take both games. Fierce
Ooh.
here's looks. I'm going to be bold. I'm going to say it. I think they're going to take both games. Um, Fierce here though, I think it's going to be one way or the other. I think either Fierce is going to take both or SPG is going to take both. I think the first game's going to be close and the second game's going to be a stomp. Is
Ooh, all
what
right.
I'm That's what I'm calling here. We'll see what happens. I hope they prove me wrong, but they certainly have the possibility here to make something happen as we load into the first map here. Now we are just waiting on C-Store to load. Razor Display is our first map that we're getting in here today. Fierce coming out on that defense side and SPG coming out on attack. Now this is going to be interesting. SPG looking to do something we don't normally see teams do. What is interesting about Razor Display actually is this northern shed area. Now, Reviv, I'm going to ask you: have you ever seen someone to wall charge into this shed?
Oh yeah. It's a really good play. You drop in, you get power, you can get tellers. Not in that order, but you can get both those things pretty easy. It is a little get some rat corners, but it's a solid strat.
Very solid strat. It just generally what we see is players not wanting to commit the wall charge to it. However, we have to remember C-Store, generally, particularly with a bomb like this, you'd be committing the wall charge probably to a storefront anyway. So you're basically already gone with that utility. Now, this has just given us a little bit of creativity on how we can use that wall charge. So, like you said, probably wanting to move in through there into the ignoring power because currently until we see Dark come out in the hopefully pending update soon TM, um power on C-Store isn't exactly the best. So looking to really just go for the button and open up storefront immediately.
Oh, looks like we're gonna see a restart here. A little connection issues coming off the start, so we're gonna do a take two. As fun as Razor Display is, it's not what we're gonna start on for this one.
Yeah. Unfortunate. The server's just given out on us. Been a
That's
difficult time.
uncharacteristic.
Fortunately, it happened before any of the round was played.
That is important.
It's not like we got to a 2-3 or a something like that where that round could have been really um pivotal or something like that. It's the end of the round before the half happens, and then you get a restart, or you're about to win after the half and you have to restart the game and go back to the score. It's very, very in in just unfortunate, honestly.
Yeah, you like you said, it's better that it happened at the beginning, you get it out of the way, than have to deal with it later. And any of the sort of officiating nightmare that's associated with a restart, not off kickoff.
And absolutely, and just that interruption of momentum, really. I mean, that can really
Oh,
throw
that's
a
the
team
worst
off.
part. Yeah, for sure.
It's like I know for me personally, when throw back to DreamHack semifinals, the Slaughterhouse versus Momentum game, we were on ice for I think close to an hour and a half before they decided to just let us go ahead and start playing.
Yeah, that had to
And that
suck.
really threw us off because we were warmed up, and then it's like, okay, we don't want to be playing the game and keep warm because we might get called to go into our match yet. So it really can interrupt how you're feeling, and that's just not where you need to be as mental at this point. Now, I do want to talk about the team's rosters really quick while we have a second. Now, Reviv, we have two mainline rosters going up against each other here, and that is scary.
Oh, for sure. It's a Hall of Fame all-star team. List a lot of guys everybody knows and respects around the league of two really just good teams and good rosters.
hmm Now,
Uh,
we mentioned before we threw to break last time, actually, you were talking about SPG being a DPL Season 1 team.
that's correct. Yeah,
Now, they are a storied history, and I believe, you play for Rats, correct?
correct. Not back then though.
Also, not back then, but also a DPL Season 1 team.
That is true. I believe we're the only two left.
Is Red? I thought Red Team was
Oh no,
also.
Red is two. You're right. You're right. You're
I was
right.
gonna
Red is
say,
two
so
as well.
the three bastions of what DPL was. Now, I just want to ask you, just because you have a unique perspective on this, also playing for a legacy team,
Hmm.
what does that mean to you as like playing for that team?
On one hand, well, in game, you obviously you're not thinking about anything like that. You're just you're playing your game.
Obviously, yeah.
But um, it it does carry a little bit of weight because I can go back and look, 6 months ago, which is a lot longer than most people can go back and find games that have the same logo that I have, which is kind of neat. It is kind of nice.
hmm
Um, Obviously, the Rats then aren't what the Rats are now. In my case, it's a whole different team, whole different thing. But it is cool to have that caveat for sure. And I know a lot of those guys on SPG. Tyra's been around a long time, in
Absolutely.
respectively,
No,
respectively.
respectively,
So
and also with that, I know, like, also like with the team I play on currently with Slaughterhouse Esports, in its current iteration was not, but people like Mackie Moose were, played for Whiskey Wednesday that later became Flatline, that then became Slaughterhouse Esports. A
mhm,
lot of people from season one just a little different. And Fierce now being a really strong competitor, hopefully SPG is able to prove that sort of pedigree that they do hold.
absolutely.
Now, once again, we're getting a nice donut map here, very open courtyard.
I'm
Now,
digging the donut.
what's fascinating about Secured Kingfisher here is this reception push into club, because it's rare that you do get a green door straight into the objective. But what does happen very often, particularly with this map, is the reason it works is because it's not necessarily the same room. Even though technically there's no doors in between it and all that, it's not really the same room. I mean, now, Reviv, you would quantify this as club and backstage, correct?
Yeah, for sure.
Rather than just being a single area, and that's always
Oh yeah.
how it's talked about, because you have all these points to hold from, hold that off that push, particularly as we
Get
see
over here.
SPG here, and again calling out those great long angles through those windows. Great spot there, Reviv. Thank you. Um, and this barb here can be devastating, particularly now we
Mhm.
see reactive barbs being placed. Could be one to place and then another to hold on to after the frag comes out. So SPG, I think, looking for the peak early with some very great drawings of hoping to get a Fierce member dead here as Fierce gets out of the truck and walks in there six sided.
Oh, the feeling there would have been fantastic with the Stay Fierce on the same spot. We are going to see this green push that is pretty much the only obvious way to push this map. It's begging for it. The nade's going to go out and it will get that barb there. Molly comes out here from Dusty. Almost all of SPG's forces are back in this backstage, except for Sleep, who's trying to hold this little bit of kitchen if he can. Dia and Addicts are aware of it, though, and trying to see what they can do. Marvel's taking a little bit of a peek. Ooh, doing heavy damage on Sleep, but Sleep's able to take down Dia and Kitchen. Addicts is pushing in with the shotgun afterward. Tiber's able to get that reactive barb down, though, and keep him out. Addicts hears it and falls back. Damage is traded off as Marbles is able to take down Birdie through those long window angles all the way back into sight. Back into a 4v4. A little more chip damage done onto Fierce as they are trying to peek through. Dusty's just taking what they give him, taking more damage off of Kai. Addict's trying to push down. Oh man, Sleep gets the double, I believe, on the push on the left side as Addicts is able to get the refrag on Tiber, but it's not enough. It's a 2v3 for SPG. Addicts now with Stars together looking for this club push. They one smoke flash left and a smoke. Oh, and the long angles are getting them. Addicts goes down. It's just Stars now. Trying to see if he can make anything special happen. He's trading with Dusty. They do get him. I have a bit of a lag. I think Stars is still up. That Molly kind of flipping.
Stars is still up. Not running into that Molly.
That was a little interesting. I had a game end there, and 6 puts him down like a dog. A good round there for SPG, holding onto that defense, not worrying about the picks that they could get, keeping that strong sight line through those long courtyard angles, really making the most they could.
Yeah, I mean, I really do want to give props to Sleep there, doing work with I believe a 3K, if not a 4K there. No, I believe a 3K and then 6 picking up the other 2.
Yep.
Honestly, just a great showing from SPG and Sleep, man. One of the funniest players to play with, but also obviously just a devastating force.
The gun skill there is definitely there.
So I mean, also doing that with a Gruber. People say Gruber's bad gun. I know SH Rain will die on that hill that Gruber's a bad gun. Well, you know what, Rain? Look what Sleep just did with it. He just got a triple kill. So that's all I can say about that. Now,
I like the Gruber.
SPG here. I love the Gruber, putting up a strong defense.
It's got no recoil.
For now it does. And also, if I remember correctly, Gunplay 2.0 coming soon, TM, as Pion likes to say, still has no recoil.
I only played on day 2, so I don't know exactly what they're all being, because I know they changed between the 2 days.
Oh, the main change was the NAC became a power cannon. The Ingmar was made a little more difficult to use. I'm excited to see what happens. But we're starting to see both teams draw a bunch now. SPG giving us a nice little smiley face here up in Freezer, and then Diagre with the smiley face that you're turning into a cat man. I love to see it. He's giving him a monocle.
Oh,
giving him a little Doiby hat. I like it. Now this is Fierce here, looking to hashtag stay fierce, like Addict said, looking to go in here, hyper aggression through that storefront, looking to take that teller and take Arcade. Not focus on bomb first, but really what I'm hoping to see from Fierce here is a staggering of flashes. One close, one far in that corner to hit this area as well, and then a third over here to blind tellers will be very important on these takes. That's one thing we've seen teams really master the art of lately in the meta, is this idea of calling out flash placements to really cover up the map, as well as staggering them to keep these enemies flash. Birdie playing that a little close for comfort. Might take some damage depending on where they want to go, and they've opened it up. Birdie and Dusty looking for picks.
They closed it down too soon. Luckily for Fierce, they went with the slow walk technique, so the timing wasn't quite right for them. There is this really large dumpster in the way, so that could make an impact on how these peaks are going to happen. Marbles get that wall charged down. Birdie's in trouble. He's looking over an arcade. He thinks he's coming that way. They think they're safe on storefront. He might be too close.
He's scared.
He comes right at him. He's able to get away. Oh, the second flash goes off, and they do get him, though. They get arcade control. Looks like Addict's picking it up. Another one goes down on the Tiber there. And
Sleep,
another
what are you doing?
Also down on bomb. Die is able to is down on a refrag. Marbles takes down 6 back on the back, and it's just Dusty. A quick exchange there on Fierce's entry. Dusty alone with a KR, seeing what he can make do. trying to take a little bit of damage, and he does get a little bit of damage, but not like that. Not with 4 guys knowing exactly where you are. SPG kind of caught on the back foot there.
Yeah, very unfortunate. I think if they had opened up that a second time, that might have gone very differently. But also, Birdie almost getting taken out by that wall charge and then having to run in and hide. But talk about aggression there from Fierce. No mollies came out from SPG that could have stopped that push as well, which is unfortunate. But aggression was the name of the game, and it worked. Taking the round with 4 members alive and really just looting up those bodies now.
Yeah, that's huge. Round 2, there's at least 1 Ingmar down there. That's going to be on factory now for the attackers, which is massive.
Yeah, honestly, it's very interesting to see. But as well, going eco the first round that was lost by Fierce allows them to have double charge here, double door charge, and now double clacker since they saved it. Gives them so much flexibility in terms of how they want to play. Now, generally, we won't see teams take both clackers and charges. We'll see generally one clacker because that extra space is better used with the flash, particularly on lead king here. Now, pretty standard map. We've seen this. One of the newer tile sets from the past few weeks is this overturned forklift with these walk-up areas across and on top of no man's land. The extra long, basically 2x4s. Now, I do want to say that this Barben office could really ruin Fierce's day here. But they look like they're going for a good old-fashioned double push, going for both fan and red door, because what that does is basically push SPG into everywhere they want them to be. Now, No Man's Land, particularly for a map like Factory, not great cover. It's pretty wall bangable with just about everything. And from that, they want to push out of office here. The best place they're going to be able to defend from is these conveyors, really playing around that, which will be dangerous considering that shelving here. Upper highway gets you these long angles. So depending on if SPG wins these gunfights from Fierce's aggressive take, will really change the tempo of the map.
Absolutely. It's good. It's really going to be interesting to see how SPG is going to be able to rotate, given that Fierce do have this double breach in mind, and it can and probably will be a really strong push. I also know this map is exceptionally dark if they hit power, which
Oh,
that factory
absolutely.
tagging to it. This is some factories, night isn't real. This one, she's dark. Looks like we're gonna see all of Fierce kind of slow walk past that storage, avoid Six's lethal mop there as he's gonna fall back on a kick all the way back into server. It looks like playing for these longs in storage. Fierce ready to breach into office, and they do. Waiting for a molly. There's not one that's gonna come. There's actually only 2 mollies on all of SPG right now, and none of them are remotely close to office. I lied to you. That's because one's on the ground on fire over there.
It's a little hard to see, I will admit. The wood
Yeah, it's
and
a lot of
flame color.
drawing. Yeah, whatever. Addix is in now. He's got Allegros. They clack the shelving. 2 over there, and there's another one off in there. The mop rings out, takes down Kai in storage. Six trying to get the reload off. He doesn't. Die is able to take him down in server. Birdie able to take down Addix in office. That's the only office presence left. The nade goes out in server, takes down that barb. Looks like they're going to be able to get power now. But Birdie knows that office is empty. He's trying to get back up there. Long shots coming out there onto Dia, and they do hit lots of damage over there. Tiver goes for the hard push, and Dia stops him from doing it. Flares come out, both early. The mop ringing out. Can't take down Dusty, though. Birdie trading shots back to it. Looks like Marbles and Stars are going to peek this together. Oh, they're not. Marbles is going to leave Sleep to kill Stars. It's just Marbles and Dia now. Dia watching this office flank. It looks like he's going to go forward. Everybody but Dusty lit. The mop rings. What was that? Regardless, Marbles is down from Dusty. It's just Dia left. Dia's on 1 HP. Any shot will take him out. He picks up the flare to throw it away so they can't see him. It is dark. It is dark in here. The flash comes out. Sleep sees enough to take him out, though. A big, big defensive round to go up 2-1 for SPG.
Man, the night is dark and cold, and Dia takes his only warmth and throws it out there so he can't be seen. But that doesn't matter because Sleep gets that saber for that kill, I believe, or Dusty with the KR. Now, Great, great defense we're seeing from SPG right now. Will they be able to continue it on to on to attack? Pardon me.
Yeah, the winning 2 defensive rounds on maps like this, especially that last factory, is a huge win. That's in my mind, an attacker-sided map. So being able to pull out a defensive win like that, especially when they have utility on your side, can be a huge momentum swing.
Well, honestly, like it's an attacker sided map, but let's not forget the fact that power was out. I don't know how Sleep was able to take out a man with a black tar and MVGs with a Gruber
From across
doing
the
work.
map,
Yeah, really. Just that's a testament to Sleep's skill and a testament to the fact that if you land your shots, the Gruber ain't that bad.
you're really taking this message home, aren't you?
Well, I'm just saying it's the same thing with shotguns. People complain that they're not good, that they don't feel satisfying, but then you see them in the hands of Satrums, you see them in the hands of Mace, you see them in the hands of Control, and you realize just how devastating they can be.
Bodies flying.
Honestly, bodies flying. Now, I want to see what SPG does here. It looks like they're really wary of these long angles, but I think they're going for instead of a split push that Fierce dedicated to, that really cost them that round in a lot of ways. I think they're going for that hard, hard take, going 5-man club, leaving one in reception to watch. Dia coming out with another great drawing on the right. I'll come back to that when that's done. But flank watch here is very important just because of how this map works. You have so many angles from kitchen and office as well, but also if you're able to push around and they're not watching club, you basically have the ability to hold the fuse from club angles here. Now, committing through everything, but looks like SPG is looking to do a Kobe, mark out this smoke. Now, I could never land this, throwing it all the way over, landing it in the basket. Do you think that's going to happen, Reviv?
You know what? We should end the current channel points and get one bet now. You got 10 seconds to figure out if that's going to land. I think it will. You're not going to draw something like that in a match that matters like this if you're not confident you can land it.
I think it might whiff.
Looks
Six
like it's
sided
going
going to
to
be the
be
one to throw it.
throw. Yeah, might not be from the spot it was originally intended. The shotgun comes out, the pre-fires, they're trading shots like crazy. Actually, Stars with the KR takes most of that damage. Still just kind of filling each other out. All the nade goes. That's hard, but Marbles is able to get the kill onto Tibber. That's huge. That's the shotgun gone, though, so it's not truly the end. They'll be able to have this.
He
There
picks
comes
it
the
up.
smoke.
It
Lands
lands.
perfectly. Sleep pushes in. They can't see him. He's all the way, and his teammates are following close behind. He's gotten in there. They double Molly, but it doesn't matter. They've given up club. Oh,
Six sided. You're in the molly.
you can't see that molly. Sometimes those mollies go through the stage and you can't see them. Six pretty much just gives away a free kill. The flashes come out. Sleep and Birdie push on it hard. They're able to get one, an immediate refrag there. Birdie trying to push with the shotgun, see if he can take down Stars. He does. Addix gets the refrag though. Dusty all alone in there. He gets one. He can't pick up another. Dai is able to finish it off and bring it to 2-2.
Great plays there from Dia. Marbles really finding out those great kills for his team there. I mean, just unfortunate that execute 6-sided really, man. You know that happens, man. You got to be careful of that, and that's just unfortunate right now. Mollies will clip through that backstage, and then you can't see the fire, and that sucks. You got to really pay attention. It's almost like sometimes I wish, like in League of Legends, there's actually a setting you can turn on to where your screen will flash red if you're taking damage, and
Yeah.
that can really help with the awareness. Sometimes, like right there, he was just standing, peeking that angle. He's like, "There's no Molly." Oh no, I'm actually in one, and then dies to it, which is just unfortunate.
Yeah, it's a tough situation. It's tough that sometimes things like that just sort of happen. But at the end of the day, defense held strong for Fierce, and we're moving on with the tie game.
Absolutely, 100%, and that is what is gonna make this so close. So moving on from here, we're back to Divine Axe now. I want to see how Fierce is going to hold this. They're really going to pay attention to that teller button. And oh, what a lovely axe drawing we got. But
Thank you,
is it
thank you.
divine? Is it divine? I think so. We're going to give it a little halo and maybe a cross or something. So
uh,
just to really make sure, SPG here wanting to basically not worry about Freezer. And that's a great plan. Freezer is a great place, but the problem with Freezer is it's so readable. It's so easy to play. It's one of those spots where now Reviv, I don't know if you do this, but I certainly do, where you can look at a map and you're like, okay, I'm playing with casual players. This spot looks so enticing. I know at least one or two people are going to be there.
Oh, for sure.
And
Absolutely.
that's what's dangerous about us sitting here is it really broadcasts your position. Now I do want to point out that SPG didn't sit there intentionally. They were playing these corners that were much better for them and then fell back into freezer quite smartly, I might add. Um, After that push from Fierce came through, but unfortunately getting stuck there, not able to find it as they were attempting to hold from the back and just didn't work. Now SPG looking for a much closer breach as compared to Fierce's one, which happened over here. Now, giving them a much longer angle to take those gunfights and keeping away from Adex and Kaiku's knacks.
Absolutely. Looks like we're going to see two shotguns here for SPG as the breach goes out. They're sending flash. The molly comes in late, only keeps out two players. Doesn't matter. Marbles gets taken down. So does Adex on his knack. That's two early picks. Tibber pushes into Tellers, and they're able to take down Daya. That's only two left for Fierce in the same way. An immediate hard attack. Stars and Kai are both cut off, not even close to sight. Kai trying to fire through the door if he can. Stars taken down by Tibber on that shotgun. You're not going to beat someone with a shotgun in that type of range. It's just Kai now. Kai is able to take down Dusty, but there's no way he's able to stop this defuse. He's going to peek that same angle again, and you can't do that twice with 6 watching a door. That's it. Round SPG.
Around SPG 2-3, and now SPG looking very, very solid coming into the next map, grabbing that saber, six-sided, keeping that saber, pardon me, and also I believe one of the members of Fierce there had an Ingmar, which will be devastating not to have on that factory. They were really looking for a win here.
Absolutely. And so far, we've seen the same performance from both. Defense win on Skillhouse, attack win on C-Store. It's going to be really interesting to see on an attacker-sided factory that SPG won on defense could be the difference here in the first half of this game.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. But I think it also just shows how evenly matched these teams are, trading in the same exact fashion. Now, SPG, I think, has a much. Again, I did call SPG for a possible double win here, but I think either team has a possibility to double win. I think that's what's going to happen. But SPG here looking very good going into this map. This is a sniper-heavy map and six-sided. One of the best snipers in the game on that saber will be devastating for Fierce, and I just don't know if Fierce can compete with him. You know, I remember before Slaughterhouse's game going into SPG last week where we did 7-1 then 7-3. Um, our entire pregame pep talk was don't peek six-sided. Just don't do it. You don't do it. You never do it. It's a bad idea. And that advice got us the win. But I don't know. Fierce, very aggressive on defense. Just historically speaking. And that is what's going to be dangerous for them is resisting that temptation to push into 6. Now I'm expecting Daya to do a lot of work. Daya tends to do a lot of hard work carrying on factory maps for his team along with Marbles. They're just better long range fighters from what I've experienced against them. Now this will be interesting to see. Looking for a similar plan to Fierce, actually taking that office and shelving Fan, but if they win the gunfights and Sleep somehow doesn't take someone out across the map with Gruber, could go a very different way.
Absolutely. This is a map with a double charge here. You're in such control here with you're leaving everybody locked in the middle here. SPG did well enough on their gunfights to beat out one half of the push, but I don't believe SPG are going to leave themselves as divided. I think you're going to see a large presence in office and a large presence in shelving, so you see that good spread. And it looks like they're both going to bring clackers, which I think on this map is a better decision. So you can not have to worry about and keep your strength on both sides. And of course, if I say that, all 4 go to Fan and leave Tibber alone on slow peak late office. A nade goes out and Server nails that bomb. A flash comes out. Addix is under here with a shotgun. He's able to take down Sick. They will take down Birdie up on the shelving too, but Marbles and Addix are both refragged and heavy damage done on Daya. Tibber with that late breach into office in this 3v3. Dusty does able to get there to get power. Oh, and Kai's trying to get away from 6, and that's not going to happen. Tibber, it looks like this shot was completely a bait, and it works perfectly as 6 takes down Stars in office. It's just Daya all alone in servers, and they know he's there. 6 has got his eyes trained on the spot. Daya knows he's gotta go. He's gotta go, and Tibber find him. They get the power back on, and Tibber ends him. A great, great push and take from SPG to go ahead 4-6 in the first half. 4-2 in the first half, excuse me.
Well, I mean, that's honestly, I mean, it's just so exciting right now. Very unfortunate. I know why Dia wanted to turn those lights back on, but I also think the problem with that in a 3v1, that literally tells them where you are. As you saw, they actually, Six swung off that angle. Tybor was running into sight, and then that power turned on, and they immediately went back to it.
Yeah,
So,
even if Daya takes down Tibber, 6 is back and looking, and you got no chance.
well, I mean, there's better possibility though, because then you also can just shoot into that bomb site safely, and the KR definitely pens that no man's land. But
Absolutely.
I mean, Six and Tybor just swinging on him so hard, aiming him down, and just getting it. I mean, you can't. Again, don't peek six sided. I'll say it again. Best sniper in the game. It happens. Now, SPG looking for a 3 attacker win here to close out the first game, going 7-2. Now, this map we've seen a lot. Liberty Thor. It's the P90 map, right? It's the P90 map. We've
Oh, it
all
really
seen
is.
it.
Holy cow. I never
Yeah,
noticed.
isn't it? Yeah, you got your bear. Like I talked about this on stream
Yeah.
last time. You got your scope, and Pion wasn't as enthusiastic about my interpretation of the map,
No,
but
no, no,
I'm
no. I
glad
see the
you are.
P90. I see the P90. It's right here.
Exactly, it's right in front of us now.
It's even got the big hole.
These kill windows, the kill house windows suck. Please remove coming out from Fierce. They have some feelings about that. I'm not even sure what that
Oh,
says.
I'm not either. I was about to say it myself.
Um,
We're not the devs. We don't
uh,
develop anything.
we don't develop the game. I kind of like it. It makes it a little different, and I think
I
Fierce just
agree.
doesn't like it because it was their downfall in the last map. But I can understand it. It feels weird on the kill house to have all these windows. But let's not forget Courtyard, very creative tile set, which I love to see. Now,
Absolutely.
SPG here looking for another green take into this map. Possibly wanting to charge that red door, but more so what I'm thinking is getting here and maybe shooting the red door, or possibly just taking club green, shooting out that red door before taking this site here through club. Now, interesting thing we've seen with this map, because it's been around for a while, so a sort of meta has developed around it, where essentially you take club. I rarely see people take the north side office and lockers. I see people take lockers maybe for these angles into windows, but I generally see people take club. Now, Diagra here with the KR definitely going to be doing a lot of work, and Stars being scary with that auto shotty, that could turn the tide here if he is managed to not stay flashed.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Birdie here, going to be the first one in reception, really by himself. They've sent Birdie on a scout mission. Clears out behind that bar, doesn't find anybody. Tibber's going to shotgun open the locker door to give them opportunity to breach. Kind of push together here, and they're just going to go for a left to right clear here. Looks like they're going for a shotgun to open club, maybe through the wall. Sleep does have a charge, so it doesn't look like they're relying on that to work. Yeah, they tried it. What didn't looks like it didn't work, and they're gonna go down for the charge and collect till they get Sleep in here. No flash originally, letting Marbles get the shots. They do get it down. Dia falls back behind the bar. Birdie's able to take him out, and they did massive damage onto Marbles too. That's a good first push there from SPG, who now has a large press push into club here. Dusty on that flank watch, staying outside in reception, covering the lockers flank. Again, one more push deeper here. Nobody's going to be in that little back half of club, though. They
Oh,
push in a hard. Six takes down Kai through the window. A great Pete from Six. They nade out the barb. It's just Marbles, Stars, and Addicts left here. Addicts looks like he's going to try to get the molly down, and it doesn't go like he wants it to. It gets in front. Marbles goes down. The auto shot he rings out doesn't get enough damage, though. Stars and Addicts are pushed all the way back into office. Dusty going on those wall bangs. They're playing the wall bangs the best they can on the defuse, but it's so hard to know where he is on that range. Oh, the auto shot, he gets
finds
two!
two.
Birdie's only able to get the back, though. That is the auto shot down on the ground. It's just Addicts. Oh, but Birdie has no HP. It's just Six. Six is pushing him. Addicts isn't ready for it, and he gets him. Oh, six-sided. How does your back feel? What a round for SPG.
Man, six-sided, wearing his weightlifter's belt, carrying his team here. I mean, honestly, Birdie, though, let's not forget doing work, finding that opening kill, trading Stars on that auto shot, because if he didn't find that, that would have been a different round.
That would have been it.
Granted, Stars doing a great job finding that 2K, but Birdie lasering him through that wall with the KR. I mean, you got to be real.
Oh,
That was some skill coming out from Birdie on that refrag.
and talk about the game of inches too. Birdie had to have less than 5 HP there total. One more pellet of any of those auto shotty rounds goes to him. That's the auto shotty still up, and you're left with just the Saber alone. Bringing the Saber on map 1, totally different complexion for the whole map, for the whole game. And now you transition that on one pellet of one shotgun, and now it's 5-2 SPG, and you're the one who loses all the utility.
Absolutely, and I
Huge.
mean, honestly, great calls coming out from Tybor. Really doing a great job being the IGL. If I remember correctly, that he is the IGL of SPG. And honestly, SPG is just executing on these plans. They're making it happen, and now Blue Arrow looking to make it happen again. Um, I want to talk about why this map is so weird because you have this sideways, more of this capital I block here, storefront, which is very strange. But what makes it interesting is all of these little angles you get to play around here, which become very dangerous, particularly because bomb diffuses that way, as SPG has marked out. Now, what I'm expecting for them to do is really what we see most teams do is essentially take this half of the map. They don't want to push into anything. They want to basically only control freezer. You can kind of worry about the teller hole, but essentially, if you control under the storefront and you're able to watch this angle long and then also be careful of this angle here, you essentially can stick the defuse and trust your teammates. Now, going into everything from here, um, we're going to be very interested to see how SPG goes through with this. Fierce here really looking for a reactive style of play. I know Addicts likes to call it dynamic, but Marbles, their IGL, really coming out with a counter plan here, trying to make it work. Going from arcade, going from storefront, and that looks like what they're doing, countering off the crescent moon that is going to be coming out from SPG here as they look for that fluff. We only see one member of Fierce and Freezer, but that's Diagre with that KR looking to do some work. Now Stars and Marbles with the mop, unexpected to see. Hopefully for that early kill, possibly they open it up.
It's going to be marbles versus six. That's what this is going to come down to. You're going to see that mop versus this saber here. It's all about who holds these long angles better. Oh, Sleep's able to sneak in, and Six takes down Kai as Marbles falls back into arcade. Sleep is inside. He's all alone in there. I'm pretty
He's
sure they closed
locked.
these back up. They locked him in, but no one's going in for a kill. The charge comes out, and is Sleep Sager. Two flashes come out. Addicts gets the
Ooh.
shotgun kill on the Birdie. Gets the he's going hard now. Six
Don't
puts him
peek
down, though.
six. Don't
Oh,
peek
Dusty's
six.
able to get another one, too. There's only two left. It's just Stars and Daya now. Stars trying to fall back into office. Sleep slowly chasing him down. Stars does keep him alive, though. Did he get Tibber, too?
Yeah,
Oh,
Stars got
man.
Tybor.
It's a 2v2. Holy cow. Bringing it back here from Fierce. Looks like Dusty's going to play it. They've got six up on the Saber, though. He's covering both directions. Stars playing very far back. Daya waiting for this defuse, see if he can get him. They have him circled perfectly with this line.
Talk about
They're
patience.
waiting. Such patience. 70% on that. Everybody knows where everybody is now. Oh, they get down the Saber. The Saber's down through the teller hole. It's just Dusty alone. He does have a flash left. He's got 50 seconds and only about 30% of the bomb. Dusty trying to push one. He gets caught in the freezer. Stars with the 4K to keep his team in this game. 3-5. Fierce wins.
Man, I made the wrong call. I called Daya to be the carry. Stars doing that work with the 4K. Unfortunate. Tybor, unfortunately, not able to find that kill. Sleep losing that shotgun fight to the grouper. And now Daya and Stars have Mop and Saber. And that is not a good place to be if you're SPG.
Coming into factory, absolutely not.
That will be scary. But Six Eye, it's still scary with the Black Tar. But depending on the layout of this factory, we don't know what it is. It could be one of the new containment ones where snipers are nice, but not necessarily what you need. I am looking forward to what this next map is.
It's got windows.
Now, it's got. Thank you. It's got windows. All factories have windows. I wonder. I wonder if it's gonna have a green door too. Do you think it's gonna have a green door, Reviv?
It might even have a dock.
Oh, shocker! Oh no, burning sphere again. SPG not happy, not having that. Not having that saber. This is gonna hurt.
Oh yeah.
But they can do it. I think what they're going to want to do, possibly if they have a charge left, I don't know. this dock door is very tempting, but it doesn't look like that's what they're wanting to go for. They're wanting toxic into power, and as well from that, looking for the shelving play. Smoke here, playing towards office, really smart choice. Because then what you can do is once you have that office control, you can support your boys from long, particularly when that power is off. That makes this much harder. Even though they have Saber, that's really their only key thing here. Also, particularly now, I don't know if you would agree with this, but with the mop having that green crosshair, not always the best thing to use in the dark.
Mm-mm. Nope, it's really, really difficult to use in the dark. And if they are able to get the power and you can beat out the mop, and then you might see a Saber probably sitting in office. If they're able to execute on this plan, they could overcome their lack of sniping because you pretty much invalidate the mop with the power.
100%. I mean, that's just unless you're six-sided or someone of, like marble skill, it just doesn't work. And this is going to be scary for them, particularly going for that power play because let's not forget, look at this long angle all the way up from office through toxic. I mean, that's got to be a solid 20 blocks, man. That is just unfortunate as well. Now, Stars here barbing that off, and Kaiku looking to be the one to actually play there. Both sections are barbed. This is going to be scary for SPG as they make this execute into green door.
Flash comes in, Mop rings out, Mop doesn't land. The smoke comes in, they're going for this execute hard. They're not watching those long angles if they need to. Sleep and Kai trading shots. They take down the
Saber's
Saber
gone.
and the Ingmar up top there. That is massive. Birdie picks up the Saber now. They get the reactive barb down from Addix, but that might end up hurting them. All 5 members of SPG, almost all full HP. Another one goes down. Sleep able to take down Daya. There's only 2 left. The Saber picked back up, rings out. Sleep's able to get the last one. Oh my goodness, the execute from SPG.
Clean sweep. Look at that health. All at least above 100.
Wow.
Man, spectacular fashion from SPG there. Oh my god.
It looked like Fierce never even considered this push from servers to office. No one was looking at the angle. They got all the way up here with this breach and weren't contested until they got into the office. That's just insane.
And also, by the time that they were there, the flash was on Kaiku. He was dead. And then Stars, I believe, with the Saber, not able to do anything, is dead. Birdie picks it up, finds that kill. I mean, honestly, that was just brutal. A clean sweep from SPG.
Oh, that was so impressive. That was less than 100 health lost between all 5 of them. Just fantastic push.
I mean,
And
that
now
talk
pushing
about
themselves to game point.
100% pushing themselves to game point, looking for that 3-7 game here now. But I do want to point out SVG hashtag staying fierce, really almost beating Fierce at their own game there. Fierce great on their aggressive attack rounds, but man, SPG, that's a ferocity we have not seen from them.
Mm-mm.
Now, that's unfortunate. Now, again, SPG here looking for a very aggressive defense, going 4 barbs, 5 barbs being called out possibly as a very expensive way. Now, again, putting a lot of faith in 6 here. 6 and Dusty with his long-range gun, looking to barb directly in front of this courtyard window, making that much more of an issue rather than letting them use the nade here on Brick House. Did a shot just go off in planning stage? Did you see that?
Yeah.
Huh?
It went off in the truck.
I'm in shock. You're not supposed to be able to do that. Okay. I'm sorry. I've been broken. What happened?
Windows, map, walls, barb,
gun.
Shoot.
Yes. Now, like I was saying, actually making this barb much more tempting for that nade that I'm sure Fierce will be bringing here to use as utility, because if they don't do it to here, that'll be rough. But then also that barb field that's going into that south side, very rough. And why are they? No sweat. Dia here with the thumbs up. I'm happy to see it. They're not sweating. They got this. They can do this. Want to tie it up. 3 rounds in a row and attack here.
Looks like we're seeing an office take. Or is that an office charge we're going to see? Like you said earlier, very rare push here. A lot of barb that was held reactive is going to be okay. Looks like they're rotating aggressively into club. Look at that sleeping birdie like hawks once they get even a hint that they're going the other way. They're playing the wall bangs, feeling out the reception. Shots trading back and forth, trying to see if they can feel each other out a little bit. Nothing gets going. Kai able to shotgun open club. Long shots come out there from 6. The late charge comes up here into office. Dusty's not ready for it. He gets the great last-ditch molly there. Oh, I love that double AP sound. Still 5 players left. They are going to take club now. Uncontested, really. Sleep and Birdie going to do their best to hold them deep from the Gruber. SPG kind of backed into a corner here. Trying to kind of pre-fire play through these windows. More damage coming out onto the guys they are on SPG. Stars gets the flash deep. Birdie looks like he's playing anti-flash. He does. Sleep gets some shots. Marbles goes down. The refrag onto Birdie and Sleep. And 6 down. It's just down to Tiber and a neck. The flash comes out. They're going to push him. He's trying to hide behind this little brick if he can, but the shotgun says no. Great push there from Fierce. Really strong, especially on that late, rare office take. That was huge.
Yeah, but talk about Dusty there. That push is so rare. I don't know if he was paying attention to that being the door right next to him. He heard that go off maybe in map view, thinking it was club, because that's where everyone goes. Talk about an off-meta play there from Fierce, really working out for them. I mean, great. And Kaiku here still holding on to that nade, that piece of utility that was so crucial.
You called it perfectly. Dusty just said in chat, that breach scared me. I was looking in the map and then I was dead.
Yeah, I mean, that's
perfect call.
That's what I thought. I mean, that happens to me because what's nice about the map is it's comforting. I can see where the breach happens, but then it happens and I'm like, okay, where am I? Oh no, I forgot where I am. I open it again, then I'm dead.
Yeah, when my team has picked up a new habit, we call out who is designated map looker. Everybody else, if they're in a dangerous position, whoever's furthest back is always the one on the map because it's scary. It happens all the time. You're like, oh, where are those wall bangs? Let me ping it for my teammate. And then they blew up the door behind you, and then you're dead.
Yeah, and you're pinging it, and you're not paying attention, and you're helping your teammate as you're being a coach and telling them where they are, and then rip you.
Oh, it's terrible. But 4-6 for Fierce, looking to try to bring this to a tie.
Yeah, Fierce, really aggressive play out there, and now SPG looking for some creativity here. Can they hold it better than Fierce? I don't know. Looking for some barbs that I don't believe Fierce placed last time, being marked out and then later removed. Once again, it wouldn't be SPG if they weren't looking for these long angles that's been marked out here from arcade into storefront, looking for those things that will really give them that advantage, and also wanting to prevent Fierce from taking this northern side of storefront because they have a lot of potential to fight around that, because this piece of cover right here is so attractive because not only can you head peek the right side, you can full peek the left side, but also this is essentially bulletproof for you. So you can be very safe, particularly if you have 2 barbs on each side. You're good to go. Have a man in Teller and you're fine. Preventing that Teller push that worked so well for SPG, even though they didn't secure that round in the end. Now, Fierce, something they love to do is once they push out into storefront, particularly when it's something like this, they like to bloom out into this full flower here, keeping both sides and then crossing it up in terms of angles that you can hold. And once again, they are Fierce here drawing some drawings, and they have drawn me. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
It's vacant, and he looks undead, so they did a real good job.
It's me. They also put ZB, which I'm assuming is me.
I assume it's yeah. It sounded like they opened up the storefront for a brief moment and let it close. Addix does have an KR there on his attack. That could come as really good here for the damage output. No mop, unlike we saw from Fierce on defense. The breach is out. It's mollied. They're waiting. Marble's trying to see if he can pick off Dusty deep with that AK. Flashes finally ring out. A third deep flash. Birdie's got to be full white. Dusty trying to get the damage if he can. Takes down Addix gets both Birdie and Sleep deep back there. And now the crosses begin. The Molly comes out, keeping Tellers safe. 6 trying to see what he can do with this Legros. Not able to get a lot, and they do finally put him down there. It's just Dusty and Tiber now.
Addix looking for the ammo bag.
Dusty, and he can't do it. Dusty has a fantastic line on the bomb from this. They're going to need to get him out of there if they want to defuse. Tiber pushing to keep him safe. Tiber sacrificing his life to see if they can. Dusty runs all the way back, full whited. Pre-fires behind him. They've got 2 strong defense on him. Now they're not going to be able to keep him out. Defuse has gone to 80%, and Daya finally able to take him down. Daya on the 3K. A great push from Fierce there. Not a whole lot SPG really could do to slow him down.
Honestly, at Daya, they're really doing work for his team, picking up that KR, picking up the ammo from Dusty, hopefully seeing if it's enough to warrant taking. And really aggressive push there from Addicts that worked out so well, pushing through that barb immediately before Birdie even had time to react. And then, I believe it was Sleep, running into him and then getting shotgunned in the face again. Addicts just showing what goes on in Fierce, really, again, being Fierce token currently, shotgun goblin. And doing work for them, looking to secure the tie up here. SPG not quite able to find out that last round, hopefully looking for it here on defense. This map is going to be the defining moment for SPG. They had such a creative attack round on it. Can they come with that same sort of creativity when it comes to defense? But they do have Mop here. 6 looking to do work with that is going to be very scary. Don't peek him.
Absolutely. And that's a different dynamic than we saw with in the previous defense from Fierce, with the sniper on each side.
Absolutely. And now that is going to be a scary dynamic also going into this, because it looks like what they're doing is they're attempting to copy SPG's play actually a little bit, looking to fake that power play as they go docks into an aggressive south side take. Again, so much of what we see from Fierce in their attacks particularly is once they go out is this sort of what I like to call the Fierce flower. It goes out and then it just blooms out. They so often split in their attacks, and their entries are the same way, going left and right. Now from here though, it looks more of a left and hold these angles as they really want to commit pushing up into that office. But will the Fierce Flower hold up here as they try to take office from both sides? But again, 6 might be able to find some early kills, some early pressure, and deny that. This barb here will be very dangerous, particularly it can be looked down on from Toxic, and that will be a big game changer for them as they barb out both of the ways Fierce is looking to use. That will be scary.
For sure. And it looked like early in the drawing phase that SPG had drawn up some wall bangs from Toxic, so if they don't breach up there, that could be strong. It does look like Fierce is aware of them, but it's still a really strong position for SPG if they choose to use it.
Yeah, absolutely. And man, this is going to be scary. 6-sided in that office with that mop, looking to clean it up, and Dusty on that Ingmar, equally scary.
Tybor with the
Tybor,
auto shotty
yeah, very strange.
could be interesting. Looks like we're going to see Addicts and Daya breach into this servers. The Barbs are both later there, so they're not going to have too much contest.
Ooh.
Go window flash, push all the way up into servers. They're going that same route that we saw them take. Oh, big damage from the Molly there onto Addicts.
Marbles with the nade window. Window nade.
Window
Doesn't find
nade
anything.
doesn't land. Almost does team damage, actually. The auto shotty Tiber's right there. He takes down Stars. He's looking for more, and he gets the 2. He gets him and Kai there. Marbles with another window nade, it looks like.
Oh,
And that's
find 6.
That's Mop on the ground. We got a match here. 2 in servers. Marbles looks like he's going to try to rotate. He's watching that long dock with his saber. Addicts pushing up. He's able to take down Birdie. Slippy trying to use the bomb as cover as Addicts pushes out. Oh, they're meeting in the conveyor.
Oh, Super Shorty.
Oh, the Super Shorty. They take down Daya too. It's just Marbles on dock now. Dusty with that nice long range Ingmar from up in office. And Tiber knows he's there. The auto shot. He brings out and they take it. 7-5 SPG. What a round. A staunch defense in the end.
Tybor, that auto shotty, no one thinks you should take it factory, and Tybor proves them wrong. Finding that early double kill and then finding that last kill on Marbles honestly was so impressive. I mean, great attack run from Fierce, just not able to get in the door on the south side, and then also just getting traded out with that super shorty there for Adax, getting a taste of his own shotgun medicine, which is unfortunate.
The versatility too. It looked like Tiber originally took that to play servers, and he rotates all the way back down and is able to basically stop Fierce in their tracks with one weapon. Fantastic play.
I mean, that's how it is. The auto shot either works or it doesn't, but when it works, it works. And now, I mean, great game from both teams. They're very close. 5-7 in favor of SPG. SPG knocking Fierce down a few pegs. saying, "Hey, I'm still here. I'm ready to go. I'm here to stay." SPG proving that they are a great team, particularly with mainline lineup. Now, any closing thoughts on the first game, Reviv?
Just fantastic play from both sides, showing that not only are they both excellent teams, but tons of individual talent across the board.
Absolutely. And now, just quickly, I do want to say I believe I just got some stats from our stat man, Dona, and oh my God, is it amazing to see. Now, sleep and six sided. How many kills do you think they got?
I'm looking.
They went 13 and 7. Both of
Each.
them. Both of them. 13 and
That
7.
that's throwing the team on your back right there.
I mean, six sided was hurting, and Sleep said, "Hey, buddy, let me help you. Let me give you a boost. I'll take some of that weight," and he did. Now, with that note, we're going to go to a break while both teams take 5 minutes, get set before we go into game two, and we hope to see you back here very soon. All right, everyone, welcome back. I am Zombie Bacon. I am here with Reviv, and we are about to go into game two of SPG versus Fierce. And SPG coming out with a spectacular 7-5 over Fierce in the first match. What did you think of that, Reviv?
That was a fun game to watch. A lot of back and forth, a lot of really good play from both sides, and I'm excited for more.
Yeah, I cannot wait. I am very excited to see what is coming. And I mean, man, we mentioned it again before the break, but Sleep and Six, 13 and 7, both of them carrying the team against Fierce. Talk about just pure, raw, unadulterated skill.
It's impressive. A 2 KD in a game and against a team like Fierce is impressive. It's hard to do.
Yeah, especially in a game that's gone this long, to only have died about about roughly half of the rounds is
hmm
ridiculous.
Yeah,
And
both
to
survival
have,
rate 42% of the time.
yeah, you know, so, and that's what I mean. That was just insane, but it was a close game. It was a very close game. Now, I think if my prediction stands, I think SPG will go into a second game here, hopefully, and we'll see what happens. But Fierce here, feeling the heat, feeling a little rub from that thing. So now, I do also want to say though, shout out to Diagra and Marbles and Stars doing a lot of the hard work right now for Fierce. Doing, Dia, one of the best players on their team, in my opinion, and Marbles, a fantastic IGL, but Dia is just making shit happen as well. But Stars with 4K, these are not slouches of players. But I could talk about that some other time as we get into Razor Display, which is our C Store map, which actually,
Run it
remember
back.
before, yeah, we brought it back from that restart we had. Hopefully we don't get a restart here, so we actually get to see this map played. But Fierce on attack here, going for a much more traditional play rather than, if we remember, SPG was going to full on send through shed, up through here, through office, into teller, doing a lot of hardcore parkour, busting in through the top windows. But Fierce here wanting to go a little more safe, aggressive, and again going for that fierce flower. I'm going to say it again because I like saying it, blooming out into their attack and really just clawing it from both sides now. So looking for that double door, get them that extra big entry. It looks like not wanting to contest Freezer, wanting to just watch it, but rather take control of the storefront here. And now a flash here marked out, which is something we've seen become more and more standard practice, calling out these flashes as well. But SPG here looking for that barb to prevent this take of that storefront early. Now, this is where it will get interesting. We've seen the meta come now where a lot of teams basically surrender C store on defense. It's just too attacker sided, too hard to do anything on now. But this map is a little different, as we see. This is very much so eco round. Two Legroses, two Tubbs, and a MP, or pardon me, a Gruber. As we get into the start here, Marbles with a nade and the Saber.
Clack comes out here, good early molly from Sleep there. They know he's in that tub corner, though. It's going to be hard for him to get out. He does try to make a run for it. He's able to. He sneaks past. They lost him. He's got a tub on bomb. That could be big.
Oh,
Oh no! He gets
six!
sabered, and Six is the one who ends up taking him out. As four flashes come out here from Fierce. They take full control immediately. A deep nade into Arcade. Doesn't get any damage. Birdie trying to see if he can get some damage, and he does to get some done back onto him, though. Tiber and Addicts having a little fun here with this shotgun as Dusty's able to take down Stars. All three of SPG's players now in Arcade. Addicts able to open up that teller. Tiber's still contesting this over in Teller here, seeing what he can do. They do take down Birdie over in Bathroom, though.
Oh,
Tiber able to take down Addicts, and Teller's winning the shotgun fight. Trading back now, Dia is able to get Dusty there. Tiber and Kai dancing around this Teller as Six is waiting for his chance. He's waiting to see what he can do. They do take down Tiber now. Dia on for the 3K. Marbles puts down Six. Good play both from Dia and Marbles there. Marbles affectionately with the 2K. The Six's TK.
I mean, it stands. Don't peek Six. Don't do it. Even if you're on his team, don't peek him. Um,
Oh.
but I mean, SPG not really feeling the heat there. They really just said, you know what, we don't need this round. This is the meta we've seen come out. It came out in that fantastic DPL write up we saw. And again, that's really what we're seeing. We saw one Molly and one Barb, one very well placed Barb, I will admit. But now that's really it. Kaiku here going for that tub. Not really much for them to loot up unless they want to take a empty Gruber essentially, but unfortunate, still able to take two members of Fierce though in their last stand as we move into the next map.
And honestly, that's a defender sided. This is a defender sided map order too. Having that C star first, you get that out of the way, use your light util, and now you're ready to go wild. You can bring your stuff. You can go compete for these rounds that are winnable.
Exactly, and that's really what you want to see generally is a round. You never really want to see C-store sandwich because that can mess up your vibe. You either want all of your utility to be at the beginning or the end. You really want that C-store to end you off or start you off. Generally, starting off is a better feeling because then you get into that groove of winning. However, as we get into Liberty Terror, which is our map now, Fierce here really looking for another easy entry and really again taking on this upper sort of half of the map, this northwest side going through Fan, which Fan is dangerous. Fan cannot always work, but SPG much more terrified of that dock push into power because again, we were talking about that on one of the factory maps we saw last time. Power is scary on factory. I mean, until Dark comes out, even now it's scary on factory just because of how open this entire area is.
Yeah, for sure.
We do
And
see a lot of things being called out by Fierce though.
yeah, this is gonna be a hard power to hit, I think, unless they do a wall charge, which they don't have. So I don't see a way they get to this power unless they're really pushing all the way down. It's more of a convenience thing, but they will all have NVGs because they already did C store.
Yeah, and that's what's curious about. That's why I wanted to point it out because it looks like SPG's worried about that. But again, like you said, no wall charge. However, here we see four barbs coming out, which is why we see people conceding C store, taking that 4 or 5 barb earlier. Barbing out both of these shelving. So it'll be very important for Fierce not to drop down here, but rather play up from on this highway will be important for them. Now, this is going to be interesting. We do see six-sided peeking that green door, looking for those early peaks. And again, don't peek six-sided. We'll see how that goes for Fierce here.
Looks like we're gonna see Fierce opt for this fan, maybe some long smokes play with a hint of green. Don't peek the hint of green with six standing there, though. Three players actually going to end up working their way down to green as Marbles and Stars are going to play for these high shelves. Dusty takes some shots at Marbles. They're trying to see if they can feel him out, bait him out to give up his position, and it works, so he's got to fall back. They kick here on Storage and take down the mob. Sick doesn't get a shot off. That's huge. Tiber gets the Molly, but he mollies off Addicts. A smoke comes out. That's trouble for Addicts if he tries to push through. The flash comes out. Stars and Marbles
He's got
both
the
push.
mop.
Oh, he does have the mop. Addicts has picked it up. That is huge, taking that out. A smoke comes out on the backside of Doc, hurting Dusty's peak real bad. He decides just to send it anyway, and Marbles punishes him for it. Only 3 members left for SPG, 2 in the office, and Tiber down in this little corner by the conveyors. Another smoke comes out. Tons of smoke util. They're able to take down Tiber there. Marbles is almost dead, but Stars is able to get the pick onto Birdie. It's just Sleep left now. He's alone. Marbles isn't going to peek anything, not in the 4v1. He's going to rush him with the mop. An interesting choice. They're able to get it back on the ground. Takes the shot, doesn't land it. Gets the molly down. It's a good molly. He might still be able to defuse from the side, though. Saber shots come out. Sleep looking to see if he can do anything. They flash him. He's full white. If there's nothing he can do, he's got to go for it. He's got to get the diffuser, and he can't. They finish it off. A good push there from Fierce, getting the mop down early.
Absolutely, and going back to get that mop. I think Sleep might have been better off trying to deny that mop take from them actually, rather than playing against Defuse. But that is unfortunate. Again, Fierce strong play. I mean, that was unfortunate. Six not able to get a kill with that mop. It'd be devastating for them, especially now going into kill house. Double saber, depending on the layout, double sniper can actually be very devastating on these kill houses, depending on the layout, because Reviv, I want to hear if you'd agree with me on this. I feel like Kill House is the most random map at the moment.
Oh, absolutely. Some days you get it and it's, long clubs where your snipers are what you want. And other days you get it where it's like every room is 4 tiles big and you got a pillbox in the middle and you're going to use shotguns. It's
And
wild.
And it looks like here is a great sniper map with, again, these courtyard windows that Fierce so hates, but I think they're going to be pretty happy for them here, given the fact that they do have double sniper. So looking like they want to go through Brick House. And again, SPG here writing out random maps, much to the disdain of one of their members as they close it off. But if we remember correctly, SPG able to actually find a win on this map on the defender side, and that's really what they want to see again here. Now, Fierce looking for a red door, possibly a fake. If not committing everyone to it. Now, what will be very dangerous are these two barbs here in the north side. So what could possibly go wrong here is if SPG does not barb this door right and does actually end up putting the heart of the barb over here, could essentially get very lucky and take it out with one nade. But again, I'm not too sure if that's what we're going to see. But a very aggressive push there. Again, talk about split pushing. So
Oh, it looks like we are going to see a peek into one of these split pushes, though. An easy peek, even. Coming down
easy peek.
here. Easy pro peek. Oh, man.
I like it. And then a dead guy who I'm going to give a top hat to. So we'll see what happens. But again, calling them nerds in the truck. I don't know if it's a good thing to be calling them, considering they're 2 rounds up on you right now, SPG. Better watch your mouth. Again,
Oh,
but
there's
sending two
4 of them.
members.
There are 4 players in reception going
Oh
for this
no!
peek. Oh, my goodness. They're not bringing any snipers.
They're not
Fierce doesn't have
bringing
a single sniper out. Oh, man, look at them. They hug the wall so fast. Oh, that's good. The charge does come out up there. Tiber alone with the auto shot. He's going, help, help, I'm alone. They breached.
but that's Tybor. Remember, Mister, I got two kills with the auto shotty. I
Oh,
killed the saber with an auto shotty. They're in.
A perfect molly. They're able to take down the auto shotty and Dusty, but they take tons of damage onto themselves. 3 members here in this club. Addix is like, hey, I got an auto shotty. Listen to it. Oh, man.
Easy bad peek being written out now. Yeah, that's much better. That didn't work out for you guys, did it?
Oh. Molly comes out there, slowing the push into reception. 6 is trying to see if he can trade wallbang damage. Daya, as I say it,
Big iron.
Very, very low. They're trying to nade out that barb if they can, and they do get it. More damage being done through these walls. Fierce is lit. Marbles pushes in here to club. Being electric. Sleep goes for the caddy corner peek here, and he's able to take down Addix with the super shorty. 6 now able to take down Marbles, and he does. Sleep now taken down by Stars.
IQ from behind.
Oh, and Kai just peers out of nothingness in reception to take down 6. A good attempt from SPG there, but a great push from Fierce.
Yeah, SPG, don't call them nerds. They just killed you. It's a video game after all. It's not so bad to be a nerd here. And Stars kills Kaiku. Gonna mess up Kaiku's stats. You might be upset about that later. All part of the plan. All part of the plan. They're giving him some confidence. I like it. SPG still feeling very comfortable here. These maps were not in their favor. Very attacker sided in this sense.
Absolutely.
But you know, that peak, if only it had worked. If only it was actually a pro peak and not a bad peak. Who knows?
If they had waited just a millisecond longer and there'd been more than 2 guys who went that way, it could have been devastating.
Absolutely. Could have been is the key word, though. Could have. And also, Tiber there, not able to find a kill with the auto shotty. Very unfortunate. Addicts just getting up in his face and denying the shotty.
Especially given how much molly damage was done on both of those guys. They could have thwarted that push and really been in a good spot, but the flashes worked because it's due process.
Absolutely. Flashes are devastating. And also, I mean, great plays from Fierce. You know, can't deny that. You know, SPG's been making a lot of fallouts, but Fierce here really doing a good job in the sense that they are just making better plans. They're winning the gunfights that they weren't last game, and they are hyped up and ready to win this one. So as we go into this, SPG making a very similar plan, actually, not wanting to go through their shed here, which again Fierce has actually marked out. Maybe they saw that you know, after the fact, but SPG here looking for a similar take, wanting to go and take that teller and then take the site, because tellers here is actually such a devastating thing, because the only really places you can peek bomb are from this arcade, and no matter where you are, you can be seen. So that'll really change the pace of this. SPG very worried about this back teller corner, which can be scary.
Oh,
Now,
absolutely. An auto shotty back there, something like that, really could be devastating if they
even
do it.
even
Player's not ready for it.
even a regular tub is you know, just horrible there. If gives you this very nice wall, wall bangable, or pardon me, bulletproof is the word I was looking for, not wall bangable, bulletproof column here that you can play around like a nasty little Tarkov rat. Now, SPG here looking for some big plays. Six with that saber, hoping to redeem himself of the king of not to be peaked.
We're going in here. Looks like they are going to go for this wall breach. The breach is down. Oh, and they take
He
down
killed
Birdie on it.
Birdie. He
Oh,
killed Birdie.
no. Not a good way to start off a crucial attacking round here. 3 players for Fierce are in arcade. Six is the one who's going to be keeping them at bay. Ty was able to push Addix all the way back into office. A rematch of the previous fight here. But Addix seems to give it much easier than Tiber did long ago. It is now open. Trading damage at most of SPG here. Dusty's gonna full send it here into arcade. He's able to take down Stars. Dye's not able to pick up the refrag because Dusty's able to take him out too. Kai now trying to see if he can be the one to finally take down Dusty, and he is, and he's able to take down Sleep 2 with a double kill. Oh man, Six now has to peek his way up, seeing what he can do. Oh no, Marbles is in this bathroom shot playing for this wall bang on the bomb. That could be huge if Six tries to opt for it. Tiber now really just defending this Teller's button. He's going for it. Marbles waiting for his turn. The rest of the players locked into office. Marbles doesn't care. He's waiting for his chance on this wall bang. Everyone looking for their play. Six clearing out the freezer, making sure he's alone in there. There's the shotguns ring out here in Teller's. Marbles with the
It's
wall
not
bang.
coming through.
Land, but he's afraid. Tiber able to get one. Addix gets the refrag. It's just Six now. It's just Six. He knows he's back there. He kicks it. He pushes and gets him. Not a shot comes out from Marbles. Addix able to rotate into arcade. Six saw it happen though. He knows he's there. Addix probably thinks he's clever. They can't find him. Six is ready. 26 seconds left on the clock. The shots trade. He picks up an AP, and Six wins
Six
it out.
himself.
Oh man, what a round!
Six with the 3K, including on Birdie. Six is insane.
Oh man, with 0.2 HP left, he's able to do it. A good play from Addix to try to pick up a gun that he could fight in storefront win against the Saber, but it's not enough. He can't land the shots, and Six is able to get it out.
Man, Six making up for the fact that he killed Birdie. I mean, if he had lost that, that would have been embarrassing. That would have been a stern talking to from his team there. Like, oh my god, that fight could have gone so differently if they had Birdie able to clear out Freezer on his own or something like that. I mean, just Birdie, a strong player, but just denying him the fact of playing the game has to hurt.
Especially when your team wins without you.
Well, I mean, maybe that was the plan all along. Like, hey, we're gonna do some psychological warfare here. We're not gonna let you play, Birdie. We know you're good at the game. We know you're a great player, great guy. You don't get to play this round. We're gonna do some nasty stuff. Break out the schnasty, and now wall charge down, denying that Doc to power play. But now, interestingly enough, SPG not wanting to go shelving here, much in contrast to Fierce's plan. Now, generally, what I have seen people do is possibly just green door it. So, Adaxi saying he just screamed in chat. Will be interesting to see. But again, SPG here looking for a green take possibly into that office. Six actually had 10 health at the end of that. Very close round that we just saw. And now teams are looking for something. Will be interesting to see how they do it. SPG actually denying their earlier call to ignore shelving, but rather wanting to go through fan possibly, much like Fierce. Now, Fierce actually calling out similar barbs to what was done against them. However, instead focusing one up here in office rather than into main storage will be devastating on that SPG push in the office. But again, Six on the Saber, hopefully not going to kill his teammate this time. Let Birdie play the game and prove that he can actually get some kills here. Now, SPG looking to get out of the truck soon. Fierce going for a rather aggressive setup now. I don't know. Looks like I think that's Marbles looking to get some early picks, six-sided style onto storage, but will it work?
Interesting, going for the exact same peak that basically lost SPG the round on their attack.
Yeah, and Adaxi here with the Nactory Knack.
Oh, you gotta love a Nactory. Two people breach three coming into this this fan peak here as they're flashing hard. Six getting up there on his Saber, trying to see what he can do. Marbles does win the fight, takes out Tiber with the mop. Molly's gonna come out a long Molly. Sleep gets caught up in the crosses from Dia and Marbles and goes down, but Birdie's able to get the refrag. Not before Dusty dies in storage though. All that's left is Six and Birdie, not the Brick Gang, because Dusty's dead. Oh, Birdie just gets put down. It's just Six left, all alone here in a huge round for his team. Trying to see if he can get an easy pick somewhere, maybe a pick or two, make this a more competitive game, but it's going to be hard, especially with Marbles on the mop. Oh, Marbles leaves right as he peeks it, and he's able to get the pick on a Kai. There's still 1:07 left. This is winnable with Six on this Saber here. Going to come back, and Marbles is there this time. Marbles misses the shot. Oh, Six is going to try to capitalize on that, but it looks like Marbles is able to get the reload down.
Actually coming close, though.
Getting that hard, tight knack attack, and he's able to do a ton of damage. Addicts goes down before Six is finished, though. 45 seconds left. Six on 1 HP. Anything would kill him right now. Six peeking real slow.
Oh.
Didn't matter how much HP he had. Marbles uses the mop and puts him down.
Unfortunate there for Six. I mean, that close-up Nactory really did do him in. Unfortunate. And now Fierce having double sniper going into the next map will be unfortunate. But Adaxi there not finding the kill with the Knack. So will be interesting to see what happens next. Going into this map, SPG really needs this. SPG looking for an aggressive take here, using a charge on to Fan, but where will they charge? It's the name of the game. What are they going to do? So now back on the secure Kingfisher. Very interested to see what happens.
With
now,
double sniper here and all these courtyard windows, this could be really big.
Could be very big. And now
Oof.
will be interesting to see what happens now. So Fierce.
A triple smoke being called from SPG over in courtyard here.
It makes sense with the double sniper. I don't blame him. So here we go. I don't care about that. So let's see what's happening. Adaxi, no, pardon me, Diagrate, drawing this out of this man holding his channel points, a big bag of channel points, looking like he's trying to not feed this monkey child. I guess I don't know what else to call it. He's got long arms, man.
Very short legs, not proportional in the slightest. Monka.
Yeah. Now on the topic of Monka, I think that I'm going to show my bias here. I think King Kong is going to win in Godzilla versus Kong. What side of the argument do you lie on, Reviv?
I'm a Godzilla guy personally. I just, you know, the fire breath is hard.
Godzilla
hard to overlook.
Over Kong?
Yeah.
But Monkey.
See, I'm in the for me that's the same boat as like Grizzly versus Gorilla. That people think that would even be a close fight. Oh, Marvel's going for a spawn peek here. Because he might be able to get a huge pick here. Oh, he misses.
He whiffs it just like Godzilla's going to whiff his fight against Kong.
He whiffs real bad. Brings a flare to a kill house. That's what you get. Early damage done through the walls on stars on a couple players. Nothing significant. The waiting game begins. Addicts going to town on that clacker over there in Brick House, waiting for that cross, but they charge on the club door instead. A good decision to really get rid of that molly. The first smoke comes out. It's going to smoke off Dia, and his position's given away. A second smoke comes out. It lands, too. Great smokes coming out there from SPG. Another molly, though, is going to make the smokes irrelevant. Too much molly left.
Third one.
They do have a third one.
Do
Stars getting aggressive, gets a little bit of damage onto Dusty. The mop shot comes out, gets Birdie. They're pushing in hard here. Stars goes down to sleep as they keep pushing on. The nade goes out, doesn't do anything. Six is able to take down Marbles, but Kai and Daya get 2 back for the team. There's 3v2 here for Fierce. Auto shot, he's still up. Very, very low on auto on both.
He can't get up the stage. He can't get up the stage.
Oh no! Leaving his team completely alone. He's got tons of damage on everybody's fighting though. It's a 1v1 as Dusty's able to get 2. The UAV cannot leave Daya alone. Dusty's got the HP advantage. Daya does have a molly though. He might be able to get something magical here. Starting off on those wall bangs. He's just playing for the walls at this point. Oh, Dusty, look, he kicks Brickhouse. An interesting. Oh, he baits out the molly. Oh, no, the wall comes out. What a play from Daya to save the round. Kai with the double kill in backstage, and Daya with the huge wall bang.
Oh man, Daya there doing work. Dusty just wasn't quick enough on that retake of that wall bang trade, but unfortunate. I mean, but great plays coming out from Fierce here, 5-1 now over SPG. Looking dire for SPG. They need these wins. New maps hopefully means new fortune. Looking for a reverse sweep now. 6 rounds in a row to send Fierce back into their place of the first match. Now, going to be hard. Fierce playing very well here. Daya synced up. Marbles synced up. Adaxi not quite finding the kills, but certainly setting up trades for his teammates at this point. Now, yes.
Absolutely. They're firing at all cylinders. We're back on Teapot on the giant shield here.
Teapot, random maps, just like they said. Now we're back to I'm a little Teapot, giant shield. Now, again, SPG looking good old-fashioned. Into the double door. In the bomb. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. Looking to take control of that Freezer arcade side. Really just mainly giving up control of that east side of the map. But that's going to be what is most dangerous for them. Fierce here, really popular spot that they like to play is up on these lockers. I know I talked about it last time we saw it in the Momentum versus Mazer game, pardon me. But this is really a spot that I learned from scrimming Fierce. It is scary. It is not fun.
Super strong.
Now, also here,
up there through the door.
Exactly. You can do that too. And also, if you're not up on the know-how, you're only hitting their toes. It's not going to do much if you're aiming for the head. But Fierce here actually scared of the green storage into Storefront, which is surprising. But I think here SPG is going to throw them off. But I don't know if they're going to be able to execute the way they want to. Lots of barb coming out. The abnormal thing here for Fierce, however, while most people do concede C-Store as a loss, I think what Fierce is wanting to do here is at very least try and secure that tie, going with 3 barbs here to prevent anything. Now, quickly, I do want to talk about the barb that just happened here on Bomb. The reason that's important is because people are starting to place barb off of Bomb very, very far, because not only is the hitbox of the barb actually larger than the barb, but also that prevents long arming it as SPG gets into their game mode here.
No Saber coming out here on round 1, despite the Storefront push. We expect to see a really aggressive push here once the clack comes out, and it does. They pre-fire the Freezer. Flashes are coming out. The Molly does not hit. It doesn't land in arcade. Daya, that's the Ingmar down. Addict's trying to get a shotgun down, but not at that range. He's able to get 6, and Star's able to get Birdie back on the other side. Marbles wallbang with that Allegros. Dusty trying to see if he can get down Addicts. It's the 3v4 here for Fierce. The flash comes out. Dusty's trying to see if he can get Addicts, but Addicts is able to escape all the way into arcade. A waiting game now here. Fierce probably going to let SPG try to jump on a little bit. As I say it, Star's able to take down Sleep. It's just Dusty and Tiber. Wallbangs ring out. Dusty trying to see if he can get the defuse off. So much of Fierce still up. So many angles they could appear from. Ingmar banging, trying to see if he's in Freezer. So much HP. Marble's able to take down Tiber through the teller hole, I believe. And it's just Dusty alone now. Star's slowly peeking. They're not looking at him. Using his pistol. Interesting choice. Marbles goes down in the teller. Dusty turns on to Stars. He gets a lot of damage on him, but he's barely got any HP left. Working his way through that teller's barb. Trying to see what he can do. He opens up the teller. See if that gives him anything. Addicts finishes him off. Secures at least the tie. A great round from Fierce.
Fantastic round from Fierce. SPG looking shaken here, and Fierce looking very strong. Although that's actually been a pattern for Fierce the last few weeks, is they start off the first game very rough. The only team before that last week they played Mazer, who they lost both games to. However, before that, before Hypa disbanded, Fierce was actually their last game. They beat Fierce 7-2, and then Fierce beat them 7-5. Fierce looking very weak in their first games they play, but the second game they always come back strong somehow. Now, what's happening is SPG looking for that tie, looking for that one tie, but I think Fierce is going to send it to him 7-1, looking very strong on these defense rounds.
Um,
Um,
and meanwhile, SPG trying to see if they can pull this back. You know, it's a tall order, but you can believe.
you can believe in the heart of the cards.
It's
But
the heart of the card.
Hand Rider here going to be the first look at this factory map. Now, we again saw this once again in the Momentum versus Mazer map, and I think Diagra here coming out with another fantastic drawing to draw, pun intended, draw power from it for Fierce. Now, SPG coming out with some really creative drawings, calling out where they want it. Again, denoting which side bomb defuse is on. However, I'm not sure what kind of play they're wanting to go for. Perhaps looks like a in through docks, possibly, maybe at least making a peak hole because they don't have wall charge. They use that on C store. Not too sure. And again, we have Mr. Miyagi here, I guess, coming out from Daya, um, hoping to teach
Wax.
them the ways of wax on, wax off.
They can wax off their competition here.
Absolutely. I think that's what we're trying to do. Make them roll off them like water onto a wax surface. I'm still confused. I think it may be just they're looking for a green door push, possibly. That's all they want to do. They want to take it. They just got to win these gunfights, which they're not winning right now. Just unfortunate. Now, this is going to be dangerous. Stars with that KR again. And also, now what will be equally scary is up here. Kaiku, I believe that is, with the mop. No, pardon me. Kaiku with the Ingmar. Marbles with the mop. And as well, Adaxi, again, bringing that factory knack. The knackery is coming out. And Diagra with the Gruber. Six-sided fakes fan.
Decides it's a bad idea though, because it honestly actually probably wouldn't be all that bad at peak. Marbles isn't actually. I'm an idiot. Marbles is in a fantastic position to get him before he can even see a thing. It looks like it's a full green here from SPG, thinking we need our utility and kill house if we want a chance to win this here. Flash comes out here, Sleep the first to get in. They clear him off of that barrel pretty easy, but Stars on that tight angle gets Birdie from above, just on his toes. Oh, that smoke might hurt him bad as Addix is hiding in that smoke. Oh, and it looks like Six is mopped. He's got 15 HP now, not a whole lot he can do. These smokes not really doing anything. Invalidated by mollies. Some trades come out as Dia goes down, and so does Tiber to the mop. The cross comes in on Sleep from Addix. First time he's ever revealed his position. Looks like Dusty's trying to finish him off, but it's Addix who's going to win the thing. Six is able to get one, and so is Sleep. Bringing it back to a 2v2, but the HP isn't remotely similar. It's 1 HP for both Sleep and Six. As a nade comes out, nades up onto Office, doesn't land. Interesting choice there. Sleep has to push, and he's able to take down a full HP Stars. It's a 2v1 now. If they can set up this cross correctly, it could be devastating. Damage done on the Kai, and Six is going to swing the corner, and he can't land the shot. Six misses on the shot there.
We're all
Kai
low,
wipes
and
around
he's
and Sleep
gone.
able to get him. Sleep with the 3K. Sleeping Six with the team on their back, and their backs against the wall. Able to pull that out. Oh, from the jaws of defeat.
And again, the two hard carries of last game. 13-7. I know I say it, but I mean, wow. 13-7 for both of these boys. Six and Sleep. Sleep going with that fat 4K. And now saying hashtag sleep. And Dusty in the chat saying Whittle Baby Toxic again. I didn't talk about it much, but again, this Toxic, so small up here. Very, very, needs to grow big and strong and drink its green milk, I guess.
Hey, maybe if it believes when it grows up, it can be like its bigger toxic brothers. Maybe even it'll have a second floor if it really believes.
If it believes, I know we have actually seen the second floor Toxic coming out in some of the new maps, which I love that
Love
verticality,
it.
and I'm kind of disappointed we haven't seen it yet. But oh my god, look at those health bars on Sleep and Six, so low. I mean, that was crazy that they were able to win those fights. But uh, whatever happens, happens, and now what is going on past
Again,
this is back to the P90 map again.
wasn't that this game?
I
Wasn't that
think
the
it.
kill house on the first half?
I think so. No, no, no. No. Kill House on the first half was. We've actually seen both of these kill houses last
Yeah,
match.
it was the same pair both times.
And again, they're throwing some shade at gloves. I'm just can't talk. They're throwing
Throwing
some
some.
shade at the devs here. Procedurally generated maps was called out. Again, I would like to remind everyone it's not procedurally generated; it's procedurally assisted. Axiom and makes a lot of the factory maps, does a great job. But you have to keep in mind procedurally assisted. The map making streams are a part of that. But we'll have to see what happens here. SPG looking for a strong attack. Again, going for the fierce play through that office, but fierce being dangerous about it. Really going aggressive with the barbs. I think that's 6 barbs marked out here, 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 and office as well too, and also in lockers. So I mean that is rough
It's going to be
for
hard to rotate
everyone.
if they go one direction and not the other. Flanking will be almost impossible on this if they do this.
Knowing fierce, I assume that a lot of these are going to be placed reactively,
Oh, for sure.
outside of the office one and the two, basically the main doors. As I think that is Marbles gets a little close to being zapped by that drone.
Does get a
Now,
little close.
Adaxi with the attacker shotgun here, holding off on that. Oh,
Ooh,
almost
wall
getting wall
bang.
banged, getting touched actually.
That's fantastic. Looks like we might see just a straight office take with Six holding the reception here. The late reactive red door barb does come out. A molly comes out, trying to see if they can hold that off. Some wall bangs coming back the other way. Doesn't land on any though. Six, a hard wall bang with the saber there. Nading out that reactive barb. Now there's no barb between them and the bomb now. So despite bringing as many as they did, none of them are going to land. All the team pushes into office here. Carefully watching that backside as Dai is waiting for his moment. A second charge is used. Stars kills
Stars
him
is down.
off of a molly.
He
Flash
panics.
comes in. Addix tries to hide and he can't get away. The molly gets
Birdie
on
in the
Birdie.
molly.
Birdie gets caught on the geometry and goes down. They're jumping on the diffuser. Marbles and Kai trying to see if they can get the wall bang. Dion down on the backside. Marbles gets sleep on the diffuser. The saber comes out through the wall and is able to take down Marbles. Six also able to get Kai. Oh my goodness, Six with the saber in his hand is fun to watch.
Oh man, Six. Oh, doing work. Both of the brick boys coming through for him. Now that is Six is again carrying, looking to go into this tie here, but impressive performance from SPG here, really wanting to bring this to a tie. Now the challenge stands: can they pull out the defense wins? What do you think, Reviv?
It's going to be a tall order. So a lot of those maps were exceptionally attacker sided, so it's going to be real tough. And it's going to start with winning this C store. That's where it's all going to boil down to. If they get the C store, I think they got a chance. But this C store is going to be hard.
C store is going to be so incredibly hard, and I mean, will they be able to do it? Is the question. And this is where it happens. C Star being generally given up, but SPG not able to give up anything here as well. But I can't wait to see what happens. Now, Giant Shield again, the Teapot, we're back. Man, again, I just want to. We've talked about the Teapot. We've talked about what they're going to probably do. It's boring. Who cares? Now, let's talk about a topic everyone can get behind. Now, this is, I just want to point out in this arcade, is a convenience store manager who has spent his money poorly. We have 7 pinball machines. 7 pinball machines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 driving games, and I only see 4 DDR machines. 4. That's
The
not
real
enough.
the real thing that's getting it for me is you got the double over here, but then why two singles?
Yeah, because so you know
Like,
what? Doesn't
what's
make
this one
sense.
doing here? Like move these two together here, and then rotate whatever's here up there, and you can move these this way. Works perfectly.
Yeah, I mean, like, what are you trying to say? Like, DDR players don't have friends?
No, I'm trying to say they do have friends, and you can. This
No, no, no.
person is able to go to
I
themselves.
understand. I understand that's what you're saying, but I'm saying is the owner here trying to say
Yeah,
they don't
oh
have
yeah,
friends.
yeah, yeah.
You know, like they're gonna give this one over here so that way you can like face off, or maybe have that one kid who goes crazy and does both at once. But over here, just like what you gotta, this guy has to look at him in shame as this man dances his heart out, and he can't do it next to him. It's a crime against humanity, honestly.
Cold blood.
Epic Peak V2, will it work out? SPG looking to open up those shutters. Birdie with that Ingmar. Sleep with that Ingmar. This will be scary.
Oh, double Ingmar is strong, but it doesn't look like they're going that way. It looks like we might be seeing some office play. I'm not seeing. Oh, Marbles does have a wall charge. It's going to be a double charge, and then it'll
Marbles
take
is
down
gone.
Marble. He's down. That Saber down. More epic peaks coming out as the Molly keeps him from retreating
Birdie takes no
inside.
damage. Birdie takes no damage, and look at the damage he's done to Fierce.
All an entire dead Marbles, a mostly dead Kai, and a half health Stars as they're trying to breach into this office. Tiber showing a little in action. Oh, but Sleep gives it away. Over aggressive peak there as Addix is going to push in here onto Tellers, and he can't take down Tibber. Tibber just won't die, and he finally does go down. Kai picked off from Birdie on that long again. They're opened up, and Dusty's taking shots at Dia, who's picked up that Saber. Addix still in Tellers. He's able to get Dusty with the neck. Six trying to see if he can rotate back in. It's a 2v3 with Addix the only one inside. Stars taking a super defensive angle over there. They close the teller again. Really changing the angles. Again, Stars also able to get inside. Dia throwing a deep flash. They're able to take down Birdie. It's just Six. Can he do it again? Can Six make the magic happen? A 3v1 with their backs against the wall. The nade goes in and it doesn't kill him. He's still alive. Addix does. Addix with a 4K to finish it off. A great round from Fierce and a great match. A split game we're having here. What a game.
What a game. I mean, wow. That is incredible. Who, man, 7-5 for SPG in the first, and now 7-3 for Fierce. Fierce coming back, looking like a different team. One of those gunfights. Adaxi, obviously, pretty angry and popping off there. Unfortunately, the Sleep six-sided combo cannot do it. However, they are still in it. Fierce now going to finals, or pardon me, to finals elimination, I believe, and they would have anyway, even if they lost this game, but being much more comfortable in their standing as they go. Now, as we move forward here, I believe our teams for finals are Mazer, BTG, Team Flogel, I believe,
I
and
believe so.
Fierce.
That is
Don't quote me on that. Wait for our write up to come out. Now, that was an exciting game. Any closing thoughts, Reviv?
it goes to show you how volatile due process can be. You're seeing one day it's a 7-5 one way, and the next it's a 7-3 the other. It's a At the top it's tight. It's real close between some of these guys.
Absolutely. And now I did get some stats in from Mr. Donut, the stat man. Um, while SPG did lose game two, I have to address this. Six sided going 22 and 14. Sleep going 23 and 16. Honestly, incredible performance from both of them. Unfortunately, not enough to come out on top in game two, but man, just well done from both of them, really being MVPs for the teams.
Uh,
Now,
s- Six and Sleep making up 2/3 of their team's kills.
yeah, honestly, on a five-man game, that is rough. That is just unfortunate. But again, they tried. But in those daunting odds, in those hard carries, Fierce came out on top in that second game, despite it. Sleep going 10-9 and six-sided going 9-7. But unfortunately, no stats for Fierce right now. We'll have to wait for that to come. But anyway,
A great game.
great game.
I believe we will announce things as they get going long term about when playoffs and how all that's going to shake out, and relegation matches as well, which you will see. I believe we'll see SPG in there again.
Yeah, SPG and Momentum will be going to relegation matches against the top three rivals team, which I personally don't know who the top three are. However, You play in Rivals, Reviv, so I
I
don't know
do.
if you have any better
I
insight into that than I do.
I believe, unless things change, the 3 teams are Gnome, Rise, and Rats. I believe I can't remember if it's Gnome or Rise is in first. One of the 2 is in first. I don't know what the tiebreaker is. They have the same amount of points. One of them will automatically be promoted, while the other has to play Momentum, and then Rats will play SPG in their qualifier game,
All
unless
right,
I'm wrong.
and no, I believe you're right. I honestly don't know. I will definitely defer everyone to the write-ups about that and all of the DPL staff who have a much better understanding about that than me. Again, I'm just here to cast the game and I'm here to play the game. Most importantly, now moving on from this, Fierce feeling wounded, really wanting to come out strong. They came out strong in that second game, but man, they have just had a history of not performing great game one. But again, remember, finals coming up. It's going to be a 2 week double elimination finals, which will be very, very exciting to see now. But now I will go ahead and close us out. Please stick around and watch any of the rivals games that come up. I believe they're all done, but there are possibly a few more. And also keep an eye out for those write ups. Keep an eye out for DPL finals. I hope I'll be casting them. Hopefully, I'll see you there, Reviv. And we're going to see a lot of great games coming up. Due process being played at the highest level. Any closing thoughts, Reviv?
I'm excited for finals. I'm excited for some of the best teams going against each other multiple times in the most competitive setting. There's nothing not to be excited about.
Absolutely. And with that, on that note of excitement, we're going to throw it back and we will see you later. And everyone have a good night.
Have a great Super Bowl Sunday, everybody.